There has been a big controversy in the Pokemon competitive scene. Pokemon World Championship pros competitors disqualified for using hacked Pokemon. Now, this is a big deal. Hacked or genned Pokemon, if you haven't heard the term, we can jump right into that. A genned Pokemon, aka generated Pokemon, is a term used to classify a mon that has been generated or created using unauthorized means, such as hacking or with the use of third-party software. Now, this is a big deal because it's against the rules. You're not allowed to do this. But anyway, let's continue. On day one of the Worlds in Japan, Brady Smith, along with other top VGC competitors, battled it out for their spot on the second day of the tournament. And then the journeys were cut short. They were informed in the middle of the event that they were disqualified for using hacked or genned Pokemon. Now, as we just explained, those Pokemon are literally hacked. Sure, these ones in this instance, they fit within the realms of what a Pokemon could be, but they weren't obtained by legitimate means. Anyway, here is the main post that has launched this into the stratosphere. Brady Smith here says, DQ'd at 2-0, meaning he got 2 wins, 0 losses. Should have gotten the mons myself. Half my team was modified genned. I didn't have Legends of Arceus to get the Lando, and I didn't have my copy of Sword Shield to get Yoshifu. I tried trading for the mons with a reputable trader, but the mons didn't pass. And then he goes on to explain what his team is, but that's not really relevant. Point is, he didn't have the right games on him, therefore he couldn't get these hard-to-get legendaries. So he got them. He traded from someone else who he thought would have gotten them properly, but they didn't. They generated them somewhere else and they launched them into the game. He goes on to say, I guess the weirdest part about all of this is that they waited for the World Championship to start upping their game. Wish it was consistent throughout all the season, but at least now we know that this is consistently established. They're not messing around, y'all. Get your own mons. Paraphrasing a bit, but not important. And there is a fair argument in here. There is currently no way for us as players, I'm not much of a competitive player myself, but there's no way for us to check if a Pokemon is genned or hacked. Sometimes you know because, let's have a look at my genned Pokemon. I got traded this once upon a time in a Wonder Trade. I forget what game it originated from. But this is a shiny Alolan Doug Trio. And yeah, name, stats are huge, hidden ability. If we click through the stats, you can see that it has perfect EVs. Then click through again, and it has 6 perfect IVs. And if you're not a breeder, or you're not in the competitive scene, 6 perfect IVs is very hard to get. Most people just go for 5, because normally you only need attack or special attack. You don't need both. So this clearly hacked. Not even part of the situation. Anyway, let's continue. Jumped over to Reddit because this has been huge for the last few days, and important question to be asked, should there be a rule that bans gen Pokemon? You can pause and read through this if you want to. I just want to find out the rates. When I don't care, show me the results. Should there be a rule that bans gen Pokemon? Most people strongly disagree with the rule. So a lot of people think there shouldn't be a rule to do that. 470 versus 304. As you can see, it definitely leans this way. The mid-tier, kind of, disagree, and the agree, kind of, not too bad. Strongly agree versus strongly disagree, a lot more disagree, the rule shouldn't be there. And that's fair enough. You need to put a lot of time and effort into the game to get these competitive teams if you want them. Especially with the meta constantly changing and there being so many tournaments here and there. But anyway, we'll continue, come back to Brady Smith, because later on, he posted this. Anyone else down to going on strike this upcoming season? If numbers of competitions go down, they might try to come up with a solution to increase their player attendance. What we want is genning to be legal. And yeah, coming back and looking at this, it looks like, at least here on Reddit, a lot of people do want that. But, I don't know, going back to my Doug Trio, I feel dirty when I got this. I do not use it. Don't get me wrong, I don't even play competitive. And I never really had too much of a problem with genned Pokemon. Heck, it's your game, do what you want. But once you go into an official tournament, that feels like a bit of an issue. In this situation, rules are rules, and I think they're in the wrong for it. And don't get me wrong, it sounds like, he made a mistake, he understands that. But clearly not what he wants. He would rather it be a thing that he could do. Now, I know there are a bunch of ways nowadays to make competitive Pokemon easier, like so many different ways. And I've seen so many memes about it because it is a game about capturing Pokemon, try and catch them all, get them all, and you train and compete. These people, they think they don't have the time, so they just want to be able to gen their Pokemon and compete. I'm kind of on the fence, but then I'm not. I'm not on the fence. I don't think you should be able to gen a Pokemon in a full Nintendo hosted event. But anyway, one of the main questions I see that gets asked a lot is, how do you get perfect IVs? And it's like, there's no way to do it. And it's like, there is nowadays. There's a thing called a cap. And what is a cap? A cap, the term cap, refers to a lie or falsehood. Wrong one, sorry. What is a bottle cap in Pokemon? Bottle caps are a unique currency in Pokemon. This raises their IV individual value stats, making them stronger. It is a very simple thing to get, especially now where you can just do it in raids. This is both Gen 8, Gen 9, you can do raids, you can get bottle caps, you can get a gold bottle cap that'll give you perfect stats across the board. And there are so many different items to get your EVs up, give you the perfect nature. We've got mints now that just change your Pokemon's nature. You used to have to breed for that, and they even had items that would like allow you to pass down the right nature. So you could just put a destiny knot on the parent, and that Pokemon's nature would get passed down to its baby. And it used to be a lot harder, and I have so many competitive teams. I say so many. I have a few competitive teams back from like Gen 5 and 6 that I bred and spent weeks on. Not that I ever played, it was just me and my friend from school. But the point is, this game has gotten a lot easier to play, and I get that not everyone has the time, but some people still want to play the game. But if you're going to go to a official competition and they have the rule, you can't then come out and complain that you're disqualified. And I get, in Brady's case, he did not, but I see so many comments complaining about the fact that he was. Except that, he was fairly disqualified, and I'm going to say that. In the future, yeah, it may change, but for now, that's it. Anyway, I'm going to share this Reddit article from 7 years ago, mind you, in the comments. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you think genning Pokemon should be allowed, or do you think it should be banned? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to go watch Pokemon Path to the Peak because the first episode just aired on YouTube. Thanks. Goodbye. Let me know what you think.